A very good evening to you all and welcome to our second and final edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV this Monday, the 5th day of February 2024. On sign language, it is Elizabeth Nakakoni and I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma. First though, let's have a look at what's making headlines at this hour. Vice President Jessica Alupo calls upon Interns to unite with counterparts in Kenya for development. FDC fronts daughter to late Cecilia Ogwal, Dr Rosemary Alwoch Ogwal, for Dokolo Woman Member of Parliament. Primary and lower secondary schools revert to the normal curriculum. And in sports, 9-year-old table tennis player Joseph Sebatindira wins USBA January 2024 award. And welcome once again. We're coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has been honored with a prestigious social and economic commitment award by the European Corporate Council on Africa and the Middle East. The president was presented with the award today by the Prime Minister, Right Honorable Robin Nabanja, at State House Entebbe. Last week, Right Honorable Nabanja received the award on behalf of President Museveni during the ICAM summit that was held in Rome, Italy. Take a watch.
The Africa Summit was the first of its kind in Italy to be organized. And so they are trying to look at developmental areas in Africa, like any other continent. They look at Africa as the next developmental area where other European countries must focus. And so during that summit, there was a gala where heads of states were hosted by the President of Italy. And so it is during that time that the President of Uganda was awarded by ICAM. ICAM is the European Corporate Council for Africa and Middle East. Okay. And so they gave him this award for the enormous humanitarian developments he has made here, especially in the areas of refugees, areas of health, and other developments.
And congratulations to President Museveni for being given that award. Now, Vice President Jessica Alupo has called upon the Interns of Kenya and Uganda to embrace teamwork and unity for social economic development. She made the remarks during a one-day private visit to Kenya on the invitation of Right Reverend John Okude Omuse, the Bishop of the Anglican Church of Kenya, Diocese of Katakwa, Kenya, yesterday. Alupo was accompanied by the Emorimori Papa Paul Sande Emolot, State Minister for Disability Helen Grace Asamo, and over 16 members of Parliament hailing from the Ateker people in Teso sub-region. The Vice President, who for the first time entered Kenya through Malaba one-stop border post, was received by His Excellency the Governor of Busia County in Kenya, Dr Otuoma Nyongesa, and security chiefs and other national leaders from the Kenyan government.
To be having a natural bond which was God-given. As we sit here as Interns of Kenya and Interns of Uganda, when you cross over to Busia, you find the Samia of Kenya and the Samia of Uganda. When you continue to Rakaka, you get the Bagisu of Uganda and the Bagisu of Kenya. When you continue to Kapchora, you get the Kalenjin of Kenya and the Kalenjin of Uganda. So between Kenya and Uganda are very unique and strong cultural groups which are God-given to have a bond of blood We can therefore not squander that chance of having that bond of blood. The best we can do is to use that bond to strengthen our unity as the people of Kenya and the people of Uganda. I know for a fact that the African people are equally connected in many ways.
Today, when you decide to come as a sister, you just cross the border and you come. Just like we also do when we are going to Uganda. Because your coming here is a testimony of what we need to do as people who live on the border to be the East African. We are talking about the East African Federation. I know His Excellency Yoweri Museveni has been talking about the East African Federation. And your visit here today is a testimony of what we can do, especially we communities that live across the borders that were brought artificially to us. The murmur here, Papa, Sunday, is a murmur of all Iteso community. It doesn't matter whether you are in Kenya or you are in Uganda. We are one people.
Very interesting. The Interns of Kenya and Uganda joining together in a dance there. And indeed, we are one people. President Yoweri Museveni has tasked the Judiciary to work towards achieving aspirations of Article 126 of the Constitution in respectfully serving the people of Uganda. This was contained in a speech delivered by Vice President Jessica Alupo during the opening ceremony of the 25th Annual Judges Conference held here in Campala.
The Judiciary is holding its 25th Annual Judges Conference, where judges and justices of courts of adjudicature at different levels were in attendance at the conference held in Campala. The 4-day conference ran under the theme, A People-Centered Approach to Justice, was officiated by the Vice President Jessica Alupo. On behalf of President Yoweri Museveni, President Museveni commended the Judiciary for its tremendous efforts towards extending services to Ugandans.
In fact, what this means is that the business of government is well coordinated, is harmoniously executed, and collectively comprehended by all the three arms of government. It is a fight that requires all of us to pull together in order to eradicate poverty from our country, disease, illiteracy, corruption, underdevelopment.
President Museveni, however, asked them to base their service as per the Article 126(2) of the Constitution of Uganda.
Justice must be done to all, irrespective of their social or economic status. Justice must not be delayed. Adequate compensation should be given to victims of wrongs. Reconciliation between parties shall be promoted and substantive justice shall be administered. When disputes are brought to the courts for adjudication, in addition to applying the facts and the evidence of the law, you should also consider the norms, values, traditions, and aspirations of the people.
President Museveni also promised to always observe the independence of the judiciary and called upon judicial officials to respect their judicial oath in line with their duty.
I wish to emphasize government's commitment to good governance and the rule of law in Uganda. Adhere fully to the principles of your judicial code of conduct. Integrity, independence, impartiality, propriety, equality, competence, and diligence.
Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs Norbert Mao urged the judiciary to work towards winning the public trust and to maintain judicial accountability.
Citizens should ask questions about courts. Citizens should even dare to inquire whether a particular decision is correct. They should question what the Constitution requires or provides for in a specific situation. It is only through criticism that our courts will be professional and rigorous.
Chief Justice Alfonso Owunyidola applauded President Yoweri Museveni for the continuous support towards the judiciary and called for enhancement of the judiciary budget.
We strongly believe, and I'll reiterate this, that the economy of Uganda can afford, even as we stand now, it can afford 800 billion Uganda shillings annually for the judiciary of Uganda. If we achieve this, Your Excellency, let me say this authoritatively. If we achieve this, the judiciary of Uganda would do wonders for any judicial officer in this country to finish any matter brought before them in less than 1 calendar year.
In attendance was the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Anita Among, Emeritus Justices, Permanent Secretaries, Head of DPP's Office, Lady Justice Jane Francis Abodo, among other dignitaries. Deborah Namamonde, Nantong Rebecca, UBC News.
The Forum for Democratic Change FDC party plans to endorse Dr Rosemary Ogwal, daughter to late Cecilia Atim Ogwal. Alwoch will contest to succeed late Cecilia Ogwal for the Kgadi District Woman Member of Parliament. The seat became vacant after Ogwal's passing away on January 18th, 2024. Now, meanwhile, the president of FDC, Muriat Oboy Patrick, has met with the family of the late Cecilia Ogwal.
We are still trying to sort out. The chairman of the Electoral Commission will come out and announce the candidate to you, because not in my field, but we have a meeting now with Madam Dr. Ogwal Rosemary. It is not by accident that she came here. But some of those other questions, details, are going to be answered by the EC. I'm not authorized to go deeper than where I'm authorized to talk. But practically, they are here. We are in some talks, which I can't disclose. I'm not at liberty to disclose. And we think we are going to get a good answer at the end of the day. And Madam Cecilia Ogwal has come up to approach us about it. Nobody has approached us. In case someone comes, you know what we do in FDC. We sit them down. If they don't agree, we go for for primaries. But that will be the last resort, because we don't have time. We don't want to waste time on this one.
Yes, we are still discussing. After arriving at the conclusion, we shall inform the country. But discussions are still continuing.
Just watch this space, I suppose. That's all I can say for now. But thank you so much for your time, and also for your interest. Yes. Yes, and the people of Dokolo. Thank you so much.
Now, primary schools and lower secondary levels have reverted to the normal curriculum from the abridged one that they've been using for the last 2 years. Now, the curriculum had been designed to catch up with the lost time during the COVID-19 lockdown. A curriculum specialist from the National Curriculum Development Center, Mulumba Mutema Matthias, told UBC that the normal curriculum provides knowledge that everybody should learn and is accompanied with practice when one has time. Take a watch.
All schools across the country that commence on 5th of February, both primary and lower secondary levels, will start teaching the normal curriculum that involves enduring learning in practice, which are all done when one has time. When COVID-19 hit the country in March 2020, Ministry of Education and Sports and National Curriculum Development Center made home materials, but because they were not accessed by everybody, when schools were starting, they prepared an abridged curriculum with essential concepts that was taught to learners until end of last year.
Knowledge which everybody should learn, it is in the normal curriculum. But in addition to what everybody should know and should be enduring as your learning achievement, we have practice that is accompanying the enduring learning. That practice can only be done when you have time. If you don't have time, now you focus on the essential.
The learners in primary 1, 2 and 3 are to readapt the thematic curriculum whose language of instruction is local languages, and those in senior 1, 2, 3 and 4 are to be taught in the new lower secondary curriculum.
So, as Curriculum Development Center, we selected the essential concept for each class and we developed the abridged curriculum, which we have been using for 2022 and 2023. Now all of those learners who were affected are now back to the normal curriculum which was rolled out in 2007. Those learners, we made an abridged curriculum which combined the senior 1 work and the senior 2 work. And we managed to do that because we are following concepts and constructs. And so the concept is a big idea or a global idea that somebody who is in senior 2 should not miss.
Mulumba, a curriculum specialist at NCDC, explains how the thematic curriculum is being implemented since 2007 and how recruitments for teachers to teach local languages are done.
The children, when they are moving away from the home, to have a smooth transition to school. For upper primary, we have the teaching and the medium of instruction in English, and this starts in primary 4. However, in primary 1, 2, and 3, English is a subject such that the learner starts to acquire a number of words they will be able to use when they reach primary 4.
Learners in senior 5 of 2022 used the normal curriculum since they had not missed, while the senior 6 learners in 2022 were only taught with the abridged curriculum until end of 2022. National Curriculum Development Center has revealed plans of changing the primary level and higher secondary level curriculum since they were designed by the British colonial masters and need to be changed every 5 years given the changing world.
And people who can be useful socially and economically, people who can contribute to the tax base. I want to inform the stakeholders that around August, September, we were moving around the country to collect information about the primary curriculum. We had already collected some information about the upper secondary.
However, one key thing that accompanies teaching and learning is how to use the time at school, which the timetable from Ministry of Education and Sports and NCDC takes care of.
3:30 and 5, the learners or the pupils are supposed to do activities. During our time, we were doing handicraft, we're doing debate, we're doing games and sports. All of these were key things to develop us as holistic individuals.
I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Lugemwa in Kampala.
We'll remain with the schools momentarily and we go to Kumi. And as schools open for first term 2024, leaders in Kumi want market administrators to ensure that school-going children should not appear in the market during school hours. During the monitoring of schools in Kumi District, the leaders, led by Kumi Resident District Commissioner Ahmada Washachi, blamed the low turn-up of learners in schools to the weekly markets.
Is supposed to be at school. I don't want to get children in the market. I repeat, I don't want to get children in the market. Please.
During the monitoring exercise of schools in Kumi District on the first day of Term 1, the Office of the Resident District Commissioner and the Education Office, Kumi District, have warned market administrators not to allow school-going children in the market during school hours.
Market administrators within the district of Kumi, be cautious. Ensure your stakeholders in the business who are transacting business in that market should not be in the size of children who are supposed to be at school.
Despite the poor turn-up of learners in schools across the district, some head teachers pointed out key challenges affecting their schools as infrastructures and desks that are not enough for the learners.
We don't have enough desks. Children from P1 to P4 sit on the floor without desks. Absenteeism of learners is rampant. The parents decide to sit with their children at home.
When a learner doesn't report on the first day and subsequently the first weeks, that learner misses a lot.
Meanwhile, the Kumi District Inspector of Schools, Emorut Stephen Akor, appealed to government to supply desks.
But our challenge now is the desks. You know, every year people produce. The enrollment keeps increasing every year. So you find that we may not be able to realize the desks at once. Like sometimes they give us new structures, but there's no allocation for those new structures.
Kumi District was named best in Teso sub-region during 2023 primary living examination results that was recently released.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hustle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be attended 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala, comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. A warm welcome to those of you just joining us. Now, medical interns in Uganda are dismayed over the halting of remuneration increment despite President Museveni's directive to be given half payment of the general medical workers' salary. The Secretary General, Uganda Medical Association, Dr Joel Mirembe, told UBC that it is unfair to the intern medical workers not to be paid their due allowances despite the dedicated service. Now, the medical interns, owing to this, have started a sit-down industrial action.
Tired of strikes. We are tired of the sit-downs. We are tired of engaging government over the same issue. There are better issues that we want to engage government on.
Medical interns in Uganda have started a sit-down strike after government failed to pay them half of their senior doctors' salary as directed by the president.
This report was presented to the president by UMA and Fumi. The president said that because of limited resources, let them first start with the half pay of the starting general officer. So the half pay then was 2.5 million for the intern doctor, 2 million for the pharmacist, and 1.5 for the nurse. Currently, the starting pay for the intern doctor is supposed to be 2.7 million. The same for the pharmacist, for the dental surgeon, and 2 million for the nurse.
As directed by the president, the General Secretary Uganda Medical Association, Dr Joel Mirembe, told UBC that in the cabinet meeting in August 2021, President Museveni directed pay rise, but till now, the medical interns survive on margin pay.
The reasons for the increment are very clear. These people need accommodation, they need food, they need to dress well, such that when you come, you face a serious doctor, a serious nurse, who will treat you when you also feel you are in safe hands. The president has known, and it is common knowledge, interns previously, before the money increment, we are sleeping in funny places. We have cases of those who were raped. We have cases of those who were beaten by thugs.
The site leader at Mulago National Referral Hospital Medical Interns, Dr Rama Musiho, explained tools in the industrial action.
What we're actually doing is that now we are sitting down, we are laying down tools. We are saying that we're not going to wear gloves, we're not going to hold injections, we're not going to wear our clinical coats, we're not going to wear scrubs, we're not going to wear forceps, we're not going to try and hold forceps and try and go and switch our mothers and stuff like that until these issues have been sorted. We want our salary to be paid in full, and that's when we are going to go back to doing these things.
Who is abusing the rights and the power of the fountain of honor to direct, and this thing is not implemented?
I'm Navka Farida and Douglas Setumba.
Now, the Embassy of South Sudan has clarified on the alleged kidnap of South Sudanese in Bukasa last Friday following an exercise by Uganda Immigration Department. The South Sudan ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Ambassador Simon Deng, says 15 students were arrested in an exercise to net out individuals with irregular documents.
The operation conducted on Friday last week was meant to weed out foreigners with irregular settlement documents. 15 South Sudanese students from the International University of East Africa were netted at a gym near their university alongside people of other nationalities. Brigadier General Peter Majok, an official at the South Sudan Embassy, rushed to the scene and discovered this.
The groups that we have seen here were born at a place called Azamarino Hotel. Gym. They were doing exercise, some were picked, some were just arrived, and then the operation popped in and they were arrested.
Winnie Al-Fadil Amal, a student of petroleum engineering at the International University of East Africa, was among the South Sudanese students who had been arrested.
Where we were working out, the police officers and an immigration officer came out and told us that we should come out of the gym so that we would be able to identify ourselves. By the time we were able to hand in our IDs, our student IDs, because most of us were students, they actually required for our passport how we entered to Uganda. And apparently anyone who goes to the gym, it will be very hard for you to carry your passport.
A spouse to one of the students has remained in detention for lack of valid documents. This explanation downplays all social media claims of kidnap. Simon Juach Deng is the South Sudanese ambassador to Uganda.
There was an alarm out there that people were kidnapped in Uganda and that the South Sudanese lives were at risk. And that's what we need to correct. Nobody was kidnapped and nobody's life was at risk. These people were taken up when the information came. The immigration people were on the ground. So we don't want to create fear amongst the South Sudanese and also amongst Ugandans.
Ambassador Deng has warned all South Sudanese not to take Uganda's hospitality for granted.
So the embassy is asking South Sudanese in Uganda to make sure you have the right documentation to live, reside or work in Uganda. This will help you ensure you are not harassed.
The East African Travel Protocol Guides provides for 90 days free visa subject to renewal. Susan Naong and Diane Olweny reporting for ABC TV.
Now, Monday morning, heavy downpour in Kgadi District has interrupted the turn-up of students and pupils reporting for Term 1. They further noted that the turn-up of students and pupils was moderate, while teachers' attendance was over 90%.
School heads, Kgadi SS, Ziwa Jude, the head teacher, Agape Learning Center, Andrew Kaija, deputy head teacher, Abunyoro College SS, head teacher, Kgadi Model Primary School, Trustway Primary School, Nyamiti Primary School. The morning rains interrupted classes.
The turn-up is good. Out of the 3,000 we had last year, over 1,600 learners have come, which constitutes over 70%. And teachers as well are present.
We thank our dear parents because the enrollment is almost 85%, at least the learners have come, and our teachers are all at school. That is 100%.
We are understaffed. Enrollment of 329, having only 7 teachers. We are understaffed. I appeal that if we can get more teachers such that the teaching learning can be more enhanced. And I think in the morning we are affected by weather. However, we managed to have 50% of our targeted enrollment for first term 2024 on the side of the pupils, and all the teachers out of 20, they are all present. So the teachers' turn-up is 100%. The turn-up approximately is 65% of the students, and 99% of the teachers have been present, given that for us at Bunyoro, when it is a week towards the start of the term, we normally have these teachers on ground to do the scheming and lesson planning. So for them, they were around.
The students' enrollment is around 80%. That is around 2,400 in comparison to the number of 3,500. Then the turn-up of teachers is like 98, because we have those who are
still traveling, but majority have reported.
However, the turnup of learners was low. Students in candidate classes who turned up on the first day of Term 1 were optimistic that they will excel.
From Kgadi, let's cross to Mbarara, where Mbarara District Woman Councillor for Rubaya Sub-County, Tuni Chara has hailed parents, teaching and non-teaching staff and school committees of Chama Tambarire Primary School for excelling in the 2023 primary leaving examinations. Take a watch.
Tuni Chara sounded the call while addressing Christians at St. Paul Chamatambarire Church of Uganda during a Thanksgiving ceremony organized to appreciate excellent primary leaving examinations 2023 performance in favor of Chamatambarire Primary School in Rubaya Sub-County. She called upon learners to exercise real prayers, hard work, and discipline if they are to be successful in life.
Today I'm so happy. I'm at Chamatambarire Primary School. This is the school which did well in the PROE. All the children got good marks because they came in first grade. So we are here at church, we are having Thanksgiving, and everyone is happy.
The former Mbarara District Chairperson, Captain Jebi Tumusime Bamutorachi Omudumizi, represented by the former District Councillor Evariste Muchunguzi, rewarded the learners with the blankets and bed sheets as a way of supporting parents. The chairperson of Parents and Teachers Association, Stephen Banyenzachi, called upon the government to give financial support to the school for construction of more classrooms, teachers' houses, staff room, among others. The head teacher, Chamatambarire Primary School, Benon Kasgaire, appreciated the parents and other community stakeholders for supporting the learning process.
I want to thank the Education Department headed by the DO and the staff. DIS in particular, she has done a very wonderful job towards the performance of Chamatambarire Primary School. I want to thank the chairman, PT and management of the school, the parents in particular. They have done a very wonderful job.
The Minister for Kampala and Metropolitan Affairs, Hajat Kabanda, has commended the Army for their performance in Usoga region during preparations for the 43rd anniversary of Tarehe Sita. She was representing President Yoweri Museveni at the inauguration of a classroom block constructed by the UPDF at Nabikui Primary School in the Nabikui Nawampiti Luka District.
Minister of Kampala and Metropolitan Affairs Hajat Kabanda, representing President Yoweri Museveni at the inauguration of a 2-classroom block at Nabikui Primary School in Luka District, constructed by the UPDF amidst the 43rd Tarehe Sita celebrations in Busoga Bujiri District.
As a non-parasitic, but rather productive security agency that always gives back to the people. Although the UPDF may not have much for internal sustenance, the gesture of continuously giving back to the people and empowering the masses in all the spheres of life is an indicator of indeed of a pro-People's Defense Force. Has been able to bring peace and security in the whole Uganda, but also has been engaged in successful peacekeeping operations in Liberia, South Sudan, Somalia, Congo, CAR, Rwanda, Equatorial Guinea, and so many countries, from the Atlantic to the Indian Ocean. This has subsequently led to socio-economic transformation of the region.
The school board and the head teacher, Mutesi Yudis, thanked the Army for the work done, which is going to help the area, but pointed out the challenges they face.
Trying to contribute, but they have ended here saying they are weak financially. We hope support from the government to enable us complete so that learners can stay.
Brigadier General Alex Opolot, representing Commander Defence Force, thanked the people of Luka for their warm welcome and urged them to remain peaceful and also maintain what they have done for them.
UPDF comes from the people. Whenever we say we need to recruit, you are the ones who give us the recruits. Those recruits are your sons. Those recruits are your daughters. So we give respect to you because you are the ones who are sustaining the Uganda People's Defence Forces.
RDC Luka Katende Ronald thanked the government for providing electricity and water to every area in Luka district and urged residents to keep supporting NRM. Luka woman MP Esther Bayo thanked the president for giving Ugandans a moral and loving army, but assured him that Busoga loves him and asked him to handle the Lakwena victims as he did with the ADF in the north.
After list, na jimueleza yawa directive nti atone general akolechi alingire ku nsonga eyo eya Lakwena alingire ku nsonga ya Lord Resistance Army. Yeah, Northern Uganda compensation, but unfortunately, balikulingira ku nsonga diredi eyala kwena tibali kulachi kusaba chono chimwiduse.
UPDF through Wazalendo Sacco distributed hospital items, 50 mama kits, 6 mattresses, 20 boxes of face masks, 1 maternity bed and 1 bin, baby jelly and soap.
Kale oterev ebintu bamaze okubiwayo.
Now, residents of Chinawataka and Port Bell in Nakawa Division have been sensitized on recycling disposed materials to use in urban farming. The head of Network for Action, Benedict Bettelsen, says the residents were also guided to conserve the environment. Take a watch.
Uganda is struggling with climate change due to environmental degradation, which has resulted into frequent bursting of rivers, mudslides and landslides. These are a threat to human life, food security, water and health. The young urban have engaged with Network for Action Citizens of Denmark on an awareness drive within communities to overcome such challenges.
Courage and support. Green spaces, creative spaces and safe spaces around different countries in the African countries.
However, there is need for a practical approach on the recommendations and mechanisms.
Education and youth exchange. So this program is a part of that. It's a part of creating global solidarity among young people. For our program, it's also about doing something active, making sure that you have that, not only talking about the challenges, not only seeing them, but actually doing something about it.
The program's officer for Young Urban, Evelyn Mugisha, emphasized the need for environmental conservation.
Implementing in 2 communities, that is Kamwani and Chinawataka, where we are right now. We are training youth in urban farming, utilizing the available resources, let's say the reusable materials, let's say the containers, then the tires. We are utilizing all that trash into treasure.
In the recently concluded NAM Summit, it re-examined policies and committed to an ambitious accountability mechanism on environmental protection. Susan Nabugude, Stephen Kayumba compiled this report for you.
We'll now take a short break and we'll be returning with the latest in business.
Ebisera by'okuzzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu keno kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
Hi, my name is Dennis Masindo Nyango, former Uganda Cranes captain and goalkeeper. My kind of a tank at home is a Crest tank. I use it at the farm and at home. I recommend it for everyone.
Get value for your money by choosing the right paint. With Global Paints, you don't just paint, but paint for generations to come. Make Global Paints a paint of choice and make your building a paradise. We have weather coat emulsion, undercoat emulsion, silk vinyl emulsion, flat emulsion, super gloss, and high gloss. Global Paint, a reliable product.
The energy of this land comes to life in dreams and memories. It lights up in these nights and leads us to new horizons. It pushes us to go further and see bigger. The energy of this land comes from here. It comes from Africa, and it vibrates in each of us.
Empowered by Africa.
Oryx Lubricants, powered by Africa.
Welcome back. Let's have a look now at business news. Stakeholders in the energy sector are putting young people at the forefront in finding renewable energy solutions. The growing population and the negative impact of climate change are necessitating adoption to renewable energy, and now stakeholders in the energy sector have deemed it crucial to involve young people, as we hear in this story.
In Uganda, 90% of the population uses firewood and charcoal as primary sources of energy for cooking, according to the Uganda National Household Survey of 2021 by the Uganda National Bureau of Statistics. The demand for biomass is therefore not suitable as the population continues to grow. This requires that alternative and friendly sources of energy be innovated. Stakeholders in the energy sector are involving young people to find solutions for renewable energy. Step Up Standard Limited, a research organization, placed a call for an essay contest where young people were required to write about the possibility of Uganda adopting clean energy.
This was an essay competition, but it was really not meant for just writing an essay, reviewing it and awarding people. It was so that we come together. We used it as an entry point to come together as players towards addressing climate change. So we've developed linkages, which we hope will develop into partnerships. We want to continue mentoring the people who've competed so that they can make good what they are proposing, and so that they can improve their writing. So there's various directions that we think this might go.
First of all, generally as a nation, we need to sensitize, because as much as we like to think about this in terms of it does not concern us, it does. The amount of rain we are receiving right now is generally because of climate change. And it might not be our fault, but we contribute in some small way. That schools, I think, should also step up on teaching about environmental conservation. We've learned about environment in primary school, but I do not think we went to the depth of how the environment affects everything else in the ecosystem that is this planet. And as teachers, I think it would be good to just give in homework, really, little assignments for the students to just go and talk to their students, give them specific topics on this, so they talk to each other about it, start a discussion.
Leaving no one behind is a reason as to why we have to include everybody in this energy integration agenda. Why? I'll use the motto for a school in Western Uganda, Bara High School, a tree bends when it is still young. So when you include the young people, they will have that knowledge and they will be ambassadors to their homes and their communities.
A total of 8 schools from 3 districts, Wakiso, Mubende and Kampala, participated. Bahemuka Makris emerged as the winner in the youth category. Nakasita Betty came in second, while Leah Rogers was the winner in the secondary category.
They wanted us to write an essay, whether it is possible or impossible for Uganda, like any other country, globally, to adapt to green energy. There is nothing that is impossible until it is impossible. My essay mostly was seeing on how we can use renewable energy, basically in transport, in industry, and the home-based.
So I decided to participate. I wrote an essay. I argued that it is clearly very possible for Ugandans to adopt clean energy in these 3 sectors. Now, for example, if we consider the cooking sector, right? So we have hydroelectricity that can be used for cooking, and this is clean energy. We have solar now that has been developed that can be used in cooking. We have other cooking technologies using energy-saving stoves and all that. So you really see that with time, Ugandans are going to take this up, and then clean energy will be integrated into this sector. And with time, of course, we may be able to successfully move away from these non-renewable energy sources.
Involving young people to contribute to finding solutions for renewable energy is critical because they are the future generation. Justin Nakami, Adia Nakuti, UBC News.
In the production process of Aquafina, we expertly filter every drop, providing clear and perfect tasting water to help you keep hydrated with the added benefit of minerals. Aquafina is bottled by Pepsi Cola International in Uganda and is available at only 1,000 shillings.
Get value for your money by choosing the right paint. With Global Paints, you don't just paint, but paint for generations to come. Make Global Paints a paint of choice and make your building a paradise. We have weather coat emulsion, undercoat emulsion, silk vinyl emulsion, flat emulsion, super gloss and high gloss. Global Paint, a reliable product.
Sports news now, and we go to Lira, where Lira City Corporate Sports Gala Season 3 has officially returned with 20 companies already registered. Now, this year's edition promises not just thrilling sports competitions, but also a focus on community health. Eddie Olwa reports.
At least 20 prominent companies and institutions have registered to participate in the 3rd edition of the Lira Corporate Sports Gala 2024. Since its initiation in 2022, this corporate sports event has gained popularity, promoting unity, team building and employee well-being.
This year, people really came in big numbers to come and join. We had very new companies that came to join us. Companies like Centenary Bank, companies like KCB, we have companies like Mount Meru, We have companies like UBL, just to mention but a few, to add up on the companies that we had last year. And the ground is still very open. We still welcome them.
This includes outdoor games such as football and volleyball, coupled with indoor favorites like chess, mweso, and ludo. This year's gala introduces new health services, including dental care, free male circumcision, sickle cell awareness, blood testing, and donation.
I just want to let you guys know that there's a medical camp which is taking place here. JCRC came on board.
We have come for this corporate gala to do circumcision to the young people who are within the city. This camp will be doing it regularly so long as there is this corporate galas taking place. This is the first of its kind for our organization, but we intend to continue when we are informed, because we wanted Ugandans, especially young people, to be HIV negative, HIV free.
Sickle cell activist Daniel Royo Dur emphasizes the need for increased sensitization, citing northern Uganda's higher sickle cell prevalence.
It's not only testing, we are also offering counseling sessions right under that tent. We are also giving out awareness and sensitization. And we have gotten to understand that very few people know about sickle cell. So it is still going to be a big challenge, but we are calling upon everybody outside there to come in and participate.
UBC News.
Back to Campala now, where the Poino Cup, which is a Buganda Kingdom initiative to tap football talent, has started in Budu. Our reporter watched the action at Bulakati in Lukaya.
Early this year, Buganda Kingdom's sports department initiated a football tournament that they codenamed Empakazo Mpira gwa Magombola mu Buganda. The purpose of the competition is to identify, nurture, promote and develop grassroots talent, largely to benefit the Masasaga Buganda football tournament.
We praise this tournament because it is going to promote cooperation among the people of Uganda, not only the people of Uganda, but even the traders, the buyers, everyone will benefit in this tournament.
All the 175 sub-counties of Buganda are taking part in this, but within the 18 sub-counties and the tournaments named after the official title of the county chief. The competition in Busiro is called Sebwana Cup. In Buvuma, it's known as Mbubi Cup, while in Budu, it's the Poino Cup.
What I add on is to thank the Uganda government and the administration, to the local executives, to the sub-policies even, for what they have done to see that they get players from ground up to the national level. This will help many young ones to join and uplift the standard of the games in the area.
In the Poino Cup, Group A action played at Bulakati Playground in Lukaya. 4 teams, Mutuba 2 Mugumu Lwabenge, Mutuba 10 Kyamulibwa, Mumyuka Katabalwa Kalungu, and Mutuba 2 Bukula took part. This contested a round robin that climaxed with Mutuba 2 Bukula and Mutuba 10 Kyamulibwa topping with 5 points each and progressing to the next round. Poino Cup resumes next week with Group B featuring Mutuba 10 na Gumu Bigasa, Musale Butenga, Mutuba 2 Kitanda, and Mutuba 18 Kibinge. The games will be at Kitasa Field in Bukoma Nsimbi.
Our sports reporter John Barnes sent more with that story there. And finally, let's look at futsal, where the Uganda Bet Power Futsal Super League has reached the middle of the 2023-2024 season. The league will be on recess for 3 weeks, as focus will now shift to the Futsal Uganda Cup tournament that has 8 teams remaining.
The Uganda Futsal Super League is at the halfway mark of the 2023-24 season, after 11 successful game weeks at the old Kampala Sports Arena. Park FC, who sit at the top with 31 points, continued their dominance with a 3-1 win over Kisugu FC in match week 11.
And my teammates, I want to thank them. Yeah, it's been an intense game, but we managed to win as usual. As a team, I thank the coaches. Yeah, I think that's it.
Fellow title chasers, Football Club of Luzira, were beaten 6-4 by Chisenyi FC. The latter dedicated their victory to their chairman's father, who passed on before the weekend.
We called him by the names of Abu. Yes, Abu was a very, very good father. He has motivated us in ways we can't even name. First of all, the beloved man who is now our director, he blessed us with him, Mr. Omarius. Abu has advised us in various ways. He has been with us. He has been praying for this team ever since, and he's our #1 fan. We dedicate this game to you, and that's why from today onwards till end, every trophy we win will be for you, Abu. Luzira is one of our biggest rivals, and managing to keep our winning record over them is so amazing. Now heading into Uganda Cup, we are aiming for nothing else but the trophy. Mashallah, we hope the Lord grants us our wishes.
The second half of the season will start on the 29th of February. Meanwhile, the Uganda Cup quarterfinals are set for this weekend at the old Campala Sports Arena. Giants Kaboa Dream Team will play Chisenyi FC for a place in the semi-finals between Park FC and Edgar's Youth Program. The semi-finals will be played on the weekend of February 17th, and the finals will happen on the 23rd of February 2024. Mashamiro Victor, UBC News.
11 p.m. in the studios of UBC TV. We finally come to the end of the second and final edition of News Tonight this Monday, the 5th day of February 2024. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Elizabeth Nakakoni, and I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, wishing you a blessed night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.